how games will fit into your busy life. This isn't hard. I can't read. Hey roomies, thanks for clocking in. This is Paul Anderson with the Break Room Arcade. What is the Busy Gamer Guide? Video game reviews are great, but they have one major problem. They don't account for how busy our lives can get. That's where the Busy Gamer Guide comes in. You see, I'm a busy gamer just like you, and that's why I'm here, to evaluate how games will fit into your busy life. Quick note, I have yet to receive my copy of Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate as of the recording of this review. I have a very extensive history with the Monster Hunter franchise, including Monster Hunter Generations for the 3DS. For the sake of bringing this review to you as quickly as possible, I decided that my previous experience would suffice for writing this type of review. Generations Ultimate is going to be the 8th Monster Hunter title sitting on my shelf, so I already have a pretty good idea how this game is going to impact your free time. What is Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate? As you can probably guess from the title, in Monster Hunter, you play as a hunter that fights large monsters. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate is an enhanced Switch port of Monster Hunter Generations for the Nintendo 3DS. The Generations games are an amalgamation of the first 4 generations of the Monster Hunter franchise. With a large monster count over 90, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate is the biggest Monster Hunter game to date. As in traditional Monster Hunter fashion, you're new to the local hunting guild. Talk to the guild receptionist to take on quests in which you'll fight monsters and gather resources. You'll use the resources and monster parts that you collect to improve your equipment. Starting out, you won't have much in the way of equipment, but you'll have one of every weapon so you can try them all out and see which one you like best. Now, I don't mean to alarm you, but I'm obligated to insert it's like Dark Souls here. If you aren't up for a challenge, I strongly recommend avoiding Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. The combat is all about reading monsters' attack patterns, knowing when to dodge and when and where to attack. On top of that, the learning curve is pretty immense. I've played every Monster Hunter game since the start of the 3rd generation, and after thousands of hours, I'm still learning new things. I will say that getting past the learning curve is a very rewarding feeling. If you haven't played Monster Hunter before, but you want to tackle the challenge, find a veteran to show you the ropes. Also, know that the Monster Hunter Wiki is your best friend. Monster Hunter is tough to master, but it's not impossible. If you're still on the fence about Monster Hunter, maybe try out the demo on the eShop. If you have a PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or PC, you might also consider checking out Monster Hunter World, which introduced many quality of life improvements that made the series more accessible to newcomers. Where can I play Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, and how much does it cost? Although Monster Hunter has seen entries on several consoles over the years, Generations Ultimate is a Nintendo Switch exclusive. A new copy of Generations Ultimate will run you about $60. But if that's more than you want to spend, you can pick up a copy of Monster Hunter Generations on the 3DS for about $20. It has less content than Generations Ultimate, but it is still packed. If you have patience, you can also wait for Generations Ultimate to receive a price drop. They usually do after about a year or so. How long does it take to beat? Before I dig into the answer, you should probably take a seat. Also, maybe hold your jaw in place. According to HowLongToBeat.com, it takes about 55 hours to beat the main story. Not as bad as you thought, huh? Well, get ready, because it takes on average 608 hours to complete Generations Ultimate. I put hundreds of hours into Monster Hunter Tri without barely scratching the surface, and Tri only had 18 large monsters. Again, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate has over 90. If you want a long game in order to get your money's worth, this is the series for you. What does a play session look like? At the start of a quest, you're given a certain amount of time to complete the mission, usually about 50 minutes, and you're also allowed 3 feints. That means if the objective isn't completed before the time runs out, or you feint 3 times, you lose. Starting out, you will likely need the 50 minutes to defeat the large monster, and you might still time out. After a while, the same quest that took you 15 minutes starting out will begin to take you 5 to 15 minutes. As you progress through Monster Hunter, you're always offered harder quests that will force you to use most of the allotted time. If you're looking for a game to play in short sessions, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate can be it. You will always have to grind through long play sessions to earn the short sessions, though. Trust me, nothing is more frustrating than fighting a large monster for 50 minutes and then running out of time. If you aren't willing to potentially waste 50 minutes of your life, Monster Hunter isn't the game for you. What happens if a session gets cut short? I added this question to evaluate consequences for cutting a play session short. You never know when you'll put a game into sleep mode and forget about it until after the console shuts off. So how far would that set you back in Monster Hunter? Well, not very. Monster Hunter saves your progress after every hunt. So if you start a quest and shut the game off, the most you'd lose is 49 minutes of quest time, any purchases you made for the quest, and any organization you did in your box. All things considered though, I've wasted more time failing quests than I ever did by shutting the console off. Can I play with family or friends? Absolutely. Generations Ultimate is a blast when you have a full 4-person party to hunt with. It's a great excuse to gather friends and kill a Saturday. And speaking from personal experience, it's also a great way to catch up with old friends. And again, if you're new to the series, playing with a veteran is a great way to overcome the learning curve. Keep in mind that there are separate single-player and multiplayer stories. Friends can't help you beat a single-player mission, but by grinding with friends, you can beef up your arsenal and demolish single-player. Quick note, Generations Ultimate is rated T for teen. Hunts can get intense, and the game isn't responsible for any profanity uttered while playing. So if you have a younger sibling or child, it might not be suitable for them to watch or play. My opinion. I wholeheartedly love Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate is no exception. And while I wasn't a fan of hunting styles when they first introduced them in Monster Hunter Generations, I found myself enjoying them much more in Generations Ultimate. Though some of the styles still don't click with me, I was able to find one or two that fit well into my playstyle. I also wasn't sure if I'd be able to transition back to classic Monster Hunter after experiencing the new engine in Monster Hunter World, but the transition was fairly painless. In fact, I might be crazy, but I think I like the classic Monster Hunter formula a bit more. Monster Hunter World is still fantastic though. Overall, I love the gameplay, the monsters have great designs, and the co-op is a blast. Just playing the demo served as a reminder why Monster Hunter is one of my all-time favorite franchises. My recommendation. As you can probably guess from the rest of this review, I'm a very passionate Monster Hunter fan. I am absolutely biased towards the series, and that makes this part of the job really, really difficult. As much as I love Monster Hunter, I have to strongly recommend to most of you busy gamers to avoid Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. If you're looking for something accessible, if you don't like long games, or you can't commit to a 50-minute quest time, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate is not for you. Trust me, this really hurts me to say, but even I had to implement a 100-hour cutoff, otherwise I'd never stop playing. That being said, if you like longer games and you can squeeze in a couple of hours in an evening or on the weekend, then do yourself a favor and pick up Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. And with that, I'd like to thank you guys for watching this episode of the Busy Gamer Guide. If you like this video and you want to see more, please hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to see a game featured on the Busy Gamer Guide, please let me know in the comments below. Quick shout out to our patrons Devin and Santiago, you guys are awesome. If you like the Break Room Arcade and want to help support us, please consider checking out our Patreon or consider sharing this video with the busy gamers in your life. Until next time, don't break your backs breaking the games, but for now, break time's over.